Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and it is June 6th, 2023. And I think I've kind of gotten this feeling that the market is kind of doing an early summer rotation. Because like yesterday was Monday, there just didn't seem to be much going on. Today's Tuesday, it's the same thing. I used to think it was the debt ceiling debacle going on, where all the professional liars in Washington, D.C. pretend that they're not going to raise the debt ceiling. The people that put us in debt pretending they're not going to increase the debt. Let that one sink in slowly. So anyways, I'm starting to think that it's not. And so what I decided to do, I had this epiphany last night, is I was gonna take, because we're going into the summer, things could get tough. I'm gonna take the two instruments that I have the most comfort in at this point in time, which is the RTY and the CL. And I was gonna buy two separate accounts, and I was gonna do one trade and one trade only in both of them. And that was the 5-minute gold line trade. So I purchased this morning with the 80% off coupon. Use our affiliate code. It's in the description below. And you can get 80% off on Apex also all the way through June 12th. But anyways, so I bought two accounts. I think they were $31.50 a piece or something like that, because they were the $25,000 accounts. So I want to slow walk these things to the $1,500. So anyways, again, so I bought one and I'm going to dedicate it to oil, and I bought another and I'm going to dedicate it to the RTY. And then I took a strategy that I haven't talked about on this channel yet, and I was trying to load it, I was trying to code it, and I was trying to get it all set up, and I was just taking too much time, and I was testing it with sim account and stuff, and I completely missed the first oil trade, which obviously, of course, worked because I missed it. And I'll show that trade to you. Otherwise, if I had hit that, my account would be up in oil today, $260. Instead, it's down 140. My RTY is up $500. So I'm going to show you the RTY trades, and I'm going to show you my CL trades. I'm going to show you the CL trade I missed. I'm also going to reference trades that I didn't take. I'm going to show you this little strategy thing I have for entries that I'm still practicing on with my money before I tell you to use it and use your money. Okay? If you guys haven't figured this out yet, I use my money on everything before I ever even tell you about it for your money. Okay? Just a novel concept that I have. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my oil trades, 5-minute gold line only. So let's talk about the 5-minute gold line for just a second. I'm going to call this the 5-minute gold line challenge. My objective is to walk these accounts through to PA funded. Maybe walk them through getting a draw. I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. But anyways, I'm going to at least get them to PA funded and do it and document it here on YouTube. Secondly, so what I want to talk about is the 5-minute gold line. For those of you that aren't familiar, the 5-minute gold line is a 9 EMA that I have on my chart based off of 5-minute data. Okay, I'll have a link down below on how to have 5-minute data on a 1-minute chart. Okay, so it's a 5-minute 9 EMA. It's running off 5-minute data, but it's on a 1-minute chart, so you have 1-minute candles. It's very, very important. So the other line we have is a 5-minute red line, which is a 21 SMA, and it runs off of 5-minute data also, and it is our directional indicator. So if price is north of that 5-minute red line, then we're looking for longs. If price is south of that 5-minute red line, then we're looking for shorts. Can't get any harder than that. All right. So what that does, just to give you an idea, is it really eliminates a lot of BS. For example, my first RTY trade was at 11.28, and I hit that dog, and it ran for $400 in less than 1 minute. I could have been done. That's it. But the thing is, I had to wait for that setup to happen. And it happened at 11.28. And I hit it. You'll see, I'll show it to you. I was in and out in the same 1 minute candle. $400. Boom, done. Next. All right, so what you're looking for is a recent pivot high or low before the pullback. That is a symbol. I'm looking for, since this is a price action strategy, I'm looking for a pivot. Let's talk about longs. I'm looking for a pivot high before a pullback into that 5-minute gold line that has a recent pivot high, so that if you look to the left of that pivot high, doesn't have to be where price is at now back at the gold line. It has to be from the pivot that brought it back to the gold line. If you look to the left, you should not see any price action at that peak price point, key peak price point in the last hour. No major pivots broken on the pullback. I'll show you examples of trades I didn't take that had that. Trade in direction of 5-minute red line, as we talked about. If you're north of the 5-minute red line, you're looking for longs. If you're south of the 5-minute red line, you're looking for shorts. And you can even trade the 5-minute red line. I did that today in oil, maybe $200. No obstruction like overnight open. So you can't be taking a trade into a hard area of like overnight open. And I'll show you that today because we had that. I think we had that in the way. Well, we had that in the way of VS, I think. I didn't trade it. But anyways, so I'm going to show you these trades. I'm going to walk you through it. And we're going to go from there. All right. So here is, by the way, here's my new. It's not new, really. I've had this in the past. It's my order entry strategy. It allows you, it's now this is very sophisticated. This is it over here, and it's got this box over here, blah blah blah. This is from Trade Saber. But anyways, and it's really coded or created for stocks. So what it'll do is it'll look at the max risk that you're looking for. It'll look at the candle expansions. And it'll do a 1R, 2R, 3R trade strategy. And so it calculates how many contracts you want based on your risk, your max loss that you're willing to take, da da da. So what I have to do when I use it for me is I have to get in there and I have to manipulate it because I'm trading off ticks. And since I'm trading off ticks, and I'm looking for targets in ticks, I don't care what the expansion of the candles are, and I don't care about any of that. So I have to manipulate this thing to get it to work for me. The key is this, is it'll if I push, like once price hits the gold line, let's take this. Once price hits the gold line here, this 5-minute gold line, because here's our 5-minute gold line. Once price hits here, and this candle closes, I can hit a button over here called buy high, and it'll put a buy order 1 tick above that candle. Now, if this next candle closes even lower, as soon as the candle closes, boom, it'll automatically drag it down. So it does the drag and drop for you instead of having to manually trade. So the only thing I really have to focus on is looking at the candle price action and determining if I want to be in the trade or not. Because I can also have the buy high, and if something happens with that candle price action, I can just close the order too, and it's dead. So I can manage the strategy over here. You can sell off the high of the candle, or or off the low of the candle, or you can buy off the high of the candle, stuff like that. Anyways, I'm testing it. I've used it in the past, but yeah. Anyways, it's kind of a pain, but once you get used to it, it's great, because it'll allow me to get out of a trade that I had on the board. You know, usually I've got to go like this and do a sell stop, and then okay, and then put it on the screen, and then drag it down and put it here, and then I got to drag it down again. So I've got to have my hands on the order. Over here, the order's all automated. So anyways, let's talk about trading. So in this case, this is the pre-market in oil. Remember, oil opens at 9. So here's our 5-minute red line. So all of these are shorts. And then, of course, price goes over the top, and all these are longs. But I'm not looking for anything, because I'm doing my 5-minute gold line trade, and I'm waiting for the market to actually, you know, open and get moving and do that kind of stuff. So here it opens, and it cruises across to 9:15. So this is our open range box. I didn't trade any of that today. I'm trying to be disciplined. I'm going to try to just do this one strategy and walk everybody through it and show that you too can pass an evaluation with just one trading strategy. One. You don't have to know them all. Anyways, so here you got this consolidation in here. And then what happens is price runs up outside this consolidation. So here's your pivot high. Here's your new pivot high. So let's look at this. This is a new pivot high, 71.14. Let's look to our left. When's the last time we were at 71.14? Well, hell, hours ago. Matter of fact, way over here, magically, we were at 71.14 at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we could over 5 hours ago. So are we greater than an hour? Looking to the left. Answer is yes. Okay. Did we have a reset? Meaning we're starting all over. Let's talk about that. I want to do a crossover, first touch. Those are the trades I'm looking for. Crossover, first touch. See this candle right here? This red one right here. This was below this gold line, opened and closed completely 100% below this gold line. These opened and closed completely below this gold line. That's a reset. That means when price comes back over across it, it reset. So we're going to reset our count. But here's the problem with this one. This one didn't break the recent pivot. See that? See that? Pull back, went back to the red line. Now it ran up off the red line. Didn't run off the gold line. Didn't run off the gold line. Didn't have a new pivot high. Oh my God, we got a new pivot high. We got a new reset. This is going to be a first touch. Bam, first touch. There's your target. There's your 20 ticks. Now this is the one I missed. Okay, and I'm going to explain this to you. This is the one I missed. Trying to get this freaking thing over here to work. Because I was trying to get it, I was running it on a sim mode to try to get it to do the orders right instead of doing it like stocks. Because hell, it was trying to do like 20 contracts and just stuff like that. Anyways. So I missed this trade, but I mean, by God, it was as clear as the nose on your face. Big, deep pull through, long right there, wham, wow, shoot, crap, unbelievable. And what time was that? That was at 10:02. All right. So that would have been $400 for me because I was going to hit that with 2 contracts. That'd have been $400. I could have shut this one down, gone over and done the RTY, hit it at 11:30. Boom, $800 done. Seriously, that would have been it. Just $800. So instead, no, what happened is I missed it. So here I am trying to figure out what to do. And we keep rotating up, rotating up, rotating up. And now all of a sudden, here we are at the overnight open. See that? So even if we pull back into here and go back up, we're going into the overnight open. I can't take a trade there. And my guess is, because if you'll notice, this is only 5-minute 9 EMAs and 5-minute 21 SMA. My guess is this ran right up the 1-minute 9 EMA. I have that not on this chart to clean up the chart to make it easier to look at. So here we go. Here we go. Now we're getting into new highs. So I'm looking for this gold line to cross up here. Okay, this is what my thought process is. Okay, let's get this down here. I'm looking for this. We're up into new highs, daily highs. Okay, but I need to have this overnight open out of the way. I can't have it. I can't be taken along here into the overnight open. I got to be north of it. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then bam, there it is, long. There I am, long. 72.06. I'm not excited about this trade, but I'm desperate now. So I'm taking the top of the overnight open long. I'm taking the break of the candle off the pullback long, and I'm trying to get my 20 here. And what happens? It went up about 9, came back, and slammed me for 10 tick loss. I mean, I don't even, to be perfectly honest with you, I absolutely froze. I mean, I looked like a freaking amateur right there. I mean, I said to myself on that trade, you looked like amateur hour. What the hell were you doing? I should have had my stop up here like everybody else. That's why price ran through there. I should have been out 72.03, something like that. A 3-tick stop, 4-tick stop. I should have. That's total screw up on my part. Total screw up on my part. Disheartened with myself. Anyways, so I don't even know what I was thinking. Fuck, I was obviously not paying attention. So anyways, now we're stuck in this overnight open. See this crap? Stuck in it. You can't take a long here off the 5-minute red line. You're going right into the overnight open. So now I'm just like, well, I'm just going to wait for this thing to make up its mind. It's got to get away from this. It's either going to bust up or it's going to bust down. So it starts busting down. Oh, well, hold on here. Here's a crossover of the red line. Here's a pullback, pullback, pullback. Boom, I went short there and got knocked out. I played the top of the candle, got knocked out there, and look what happened. Oh, trade worked. So I jumped in again, got knocked out, knocked out again at even. I'm just showing you how it was. This is the pain you got to go through when you miss the first freaking trade. This is the pain you got to go through. Okay, so here's the one thing I can tell you. All right, price went down inside the red line. They're going to go back and test this red line. And boom, they did. Wham, wham, there's my money back. Done. I'm done with this dog. I'm done with this dog. I'm done with this dog. That's it. Oil wore me out today. That was at 12.20. But they did exactly what I was thinking. When they bounced off this thing twice and rolled up, I said, well, they're going to go test the bottom of this red line. It's exactly what they did. They ran it up. I mean, look at these candles. 1, 2, 3. This is exactly what you're looking for. Boom. And then the rejection. Wham. Got my money back. I'm done. Let's get out of here. Let's blow this popsicle stand. So let's go over here and let's look at the RTY, where things went so much smoother for Bob today. So once again, I like the RTY. Oh my God, I love the RTY. I can't tell you how much I love the RTY. Anyways, So here's your open. Remember, the RTY opens at 9:30. Now look at all this pre-market stuff. Look at it. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That is as tight as a freaking rubber band. I mean, that's you can't. Oh my God, that's just garbage. Slammed down, slammed up, boom, out of the box. They went, came back, tested the top of the box. RTY is notorious for breaking the box, coming back, testing it, and gone. Anyways, so here I am thinking to myself, well, shoot, Bob, you're playing the 5-minute red line or gold line. That's what you told everybody. That's what you told everybody you're going to do with this account. So what are you going to do now? I don't know, because it's just running away. Look at it. It's just running away. It's just running away. It's just running away. Here's my gold line. My gold line's chasing it. Can't catch up. 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 I'm going, man, I think I'm going to order out lunch now. And then all of a sudden, slam. First time after the crossover, all the way back here, price crossed over at 9:30 in the morning, and it did not touch that 5-minute gold line over here until 11:26. So I had my buy long button that I clicked on my strategy, and so after this candle closed, I was here at 53.6, and then this candle opened and it closed, so I had my order at 53.2. And then when it triggered, it actually triggered me in at 53.1. Don't ask me. So bam, 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 out in one candle. Out, $400. That's it. But I had to wait. I had to wait for this to happen. What am I excited about? Well, I got a pivot high. Look to the left. Is that new territory in the last hour? Well, it's pretty obvious it is, because it's the overnight high. It's the daily high. We're in the daily high. Straight, smooth pullback. I mean, gosh, for a 5-minute gold line trade, that's about as smooth of a pullback you can get. And then bam, bam, I'm done. I mean, I was in and out within the same minute. Then it rolls up, of course, and keeps on going. You know, that's what it's going to do. Now, let's talk about the second touch, because I want to show you guys something here. And then I'm going to show you another trade that I didn't take. So here's a pivot right here. This is very important. Right here, let me arrow. Here is a pivot. What is important about this pivot? Well, we had a pullback to here, and then we went from there all the way to the new daily high. So this is our pivot spot, not this down here that brought us to here. See, this down here pivoted us straight all the way to here. But this came down and pivoted us from here to here. So that's kind of interesting, because now we have a potential major pivot spot right here. And we broke it on the way down, and then rolled up, and then rolled over. See that? There was no thrust, no push in that trade. He would have gotten about 10 points, 10 ticks or so, but I mean, I don't look for those. I don't want to see that major pivot. See that major pivot? I don't want to see that major pivot get broken. The one, especially one that pushes to a new high. I don't want to see it get broken on the pullback. Instead, I want the pullback to hold and wait for this to come up here and catch it in this area and then go. Okay, so let's go through here again, and I'm going to show you this. So now we did a crossover. All right, let's do this. So now we did a crossover. Now we're below the red line. See that? So we're looking for shorts. We're also looking for our first pullback to the gold line, the 5-minute gold line. Here's a pivot here, okay? We don't have little pivot dots, but here's a pivot here. I bring this pivot up because, again, this rotated up, this pivoted, and this created the new low. Okay? Now we kind of rolled up and rolled over. This can get sketchy in here. So I was looking at this. So let me tell you what's going through my mind. Okay? I'm looking at this. We got a new recent low. I mean, we hadn't been here. Again, let's look to the left. When's the last time we were here? This is 12:58, so 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The last time we were here was 11:30. Okay, over here, 11:30. So way over an hour. All right. We had a crossover in direction back to the gold line. So these are normally high probability trades. That first time you get a crossover and it comes back to that 5-minute gold line. Those are high probability trades. So what was I doing? I was going, well, I'm not going to give this the respect that I'm going to give this. So I'm sitting here looking at this right here as my pivot area that I do not want to break for a short. Okay? Because if I break that, now I know we're rotating. So here's what happens. We go up, 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 up. And I'm looking. I had my entry when this candle closed. I had my entry sitting here. This candle closed. And then when this candle rolled up and through here, I canceled it. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Because I broke this pivot right here. That was the major push to the new low. Does that make sense? Now, granted, the stupid thing rolled over and kept right on going. Now, here's what I was looking for. Just like in oil, I was expecting this once it blew through this gold line. I was expecting it to pierce this red line and then reject it. This rejection is like it had pierced that red line. That's what that rejection looks like. So then we created a new low, pivoted our way up. I went in, I followed these candles, this candle down. I had my stop here. I got knocked out for 2 ticks. And I think I had something similar to that also somewhere else. Let's see here. Where is it? Oh yeah, way over here. Another new high for recent high. Haven't been here in 3 hours. Rolled up, shot straight up, came straight back down. I said, "The hell with this," and jumped out. Now the trade actually worked, but I didn't stick around for it. The trade actually worked. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I am going to trade both of these accounts on separately. I'm going to do an oil one and I'm going to do an RTY one separately until I can get them to pass the evaluation. At this point in time, I think the RTY one is at like $450 and the oil one is down like $150. Should be up about $250, but that's a different story. Anyways, and I'm gonna, hopefully get them to pass within 7 to 10 days. The objective in my mind is that I'm gonna shoot for $400 a trade. I think my win rate will be about 60%, and therefore with a $200 stop loss. And I don't I don't normally have a full stop loss, as you guys may know. But even at that, I think 10, a total of 10 trades I would pass. So the RTY technically had one full trade today. Oil had one full loss today. And so there we are. Okay? So I'll keep you guys updated. Talk to you later. Bye.